All right, so we are in week 4 right now, and I want to tell you about your test that's coming up because I promised you that you would have a test during week 6. That's going to be your first midterm. All right, so I'm going to make this midterm 1 module available for us to see, and I want to walk us through this info page and this extra credit assignment page. All right, I'll eventually release a little review video, and then also the exam itself. This is where you'll come and you'll click here to start the exam, but not ready for any of that yet. All right, I'll eventually release those pages, but let's talk about the other two. All right, so here is all of the information about the midterm that I hope you would want to know. So it's going to be available between these 2 times starting on September 18th. So it's going to be available from 2 p.m. on the 18th to 8 p.m. on the 19th, and that's going to be the Wednesday and Thursday, all right, of week 6. So that's when that's happening. The test itself, once you click start though, will be an hour and 30 minutes, so an hour and a half in length. And so there's a timer that's going to start ticking down. So make sure, if you want to take it at the last possible minute and have the full time, you better start at 6:30 on the 19th. Okay, that must be your deadline. You have to start by then, otherwise the test will end before you can finish your correct amount of time. So just keep that in mind. That's going to be the time range for everybody in the class. Okay, that's how that's working. So just keep that in mind. Here are all the topics, all this stuff. I encourage you to read this. I don't think I need to read it, but here's the topics that the midterm's going to be on. Here's a more expanded list of those topics. Look into that if you need to, and of course I'll give you that review video as well. But here's the format for that midterm. So it's going to have both fill-in-the-blank questions and coding questions. Right? It's going to be on Canvas. You're going to be clicking this button, and it's going to take you to a little quiz kind of thing on Canvas where you can enter in your responses. And so you have to figure out how to paste code, copy and paste code off of the server even, into a text box on Canvas. So it is non-trivial to copy and paste text out of the terminal. So make sure you've practiced with that by the time the midterm comes around. Don't be trying to figure out how during the midterm. It's going to be difficult. Okay, so be ready. And then yeah, the format for the test is that it's going to be open book and open notes. All right, so you're allowed to go and look at the textbook, go and look at all the slides and the code from class. The only thing you're not allowed to do is, of course, just to keep it fair, you can't talk to another human, you can't use AI, you can't do anything like that. That's absolutely considered to be cheating. Okay, so the only human you can talk to while you're taking the test is potentially me. So I encourage you to take this. I'll have an office hours during this time. If you can, take it during that, because then I'll be able to answer your questions about the questions, and that might make the test a better time for you. Okay. So yeah, I also have this little sample PDF of sample questions from last semester. Do keep in mind though, another reason why I'm recording the lectures this semester is that last semester and every other time I taught this class, it was ARM32 assembly. Okay, so it's a big jump to ARM64, and I needed a lot of preparation to change this class around. So here's a sample midterm from last semester. The assembly questions are about a different kind of assembly. You can still probably understand everything. You should be able to understand everything. And the flavor of the question is kind of how I'm going to ask them in this midterm. But yeah, expect to see similar questions, but of course about the kind of assembly that we're learning in the class. All right, I just want to say that. So yeah, that's going to be the information about the midterm 1. Please yell at me if you have any questions about that. And then with every midterm, I like to release an extra credit assignment. So this is going to be due, this is the rare assignment, it's going to be due at midnight in this class. So it'll be due the day before the midterm comes out, so the 17th, right, because it comes out on the 18th. This will be due on the 17th at midnight for everyone. There are no extensions for extra credit assignments. If there's something wrong and you cannot submit it by 11:59, by midnight on the 17th, you do not get credit. So just keep that in mind, all right? Do it early, because I'm not going to let you submit it late. So this is going to be a midterm review video. I think it'll be helpful for you and for your peers. It's forcing you to study at least, right? So this extra credit assignment is worth up to 2.5% extra credit on top of your final grade. So yeah, use it if you need it. Take advantage of it. I am not accepting any late submissions at all. I don't care if there's a technical issue, all right? Get it done soon. You should have been submitting it while I'm awake, okay? So yeah, just mentally prepare for that. No late submissions for an extra credit assignment. And yeah, what I want you to do is make a video of stuff that might appear on the exam. So you've got a list of things, right? I gave that to you. go through that and maybe come up with some examples, all right? Some examples of things that might appear on the exam. Make a little PowerPoint maybe, or whatever you need to do that will explain things in a fun way. I'm excited to see how creative you make this. It's fun for me to watch, and it'll be great for you to study. It's a great practice session for you, and also for your peers. They'll get to watch the stuff all over again from your perspective, and they'll love you forever for it, right? So yeah, I encourage you to make a video, and your requirements, of course, are that you kind of have to like give a mini lecture almost, like demonstrate what you're going through, explain all the things that that you're trying to go over, and yeah, pretend to be a teacher maybe. I think that would be helpful, because your job is to review, right? So just use your judgment, try to review as best as possible. And then as far as time limits go, if you want half the extra credit, make at least a 10-minute video going through a few examples in as much time as you can. And then to get the full 2.5%, you should make at least a 20-minute video, okay? Go over a bunch of examples of stuff that might appear on the test, all right? And I just want to make it clear that extra credit requires you to do extra things, all right? So you have to make something brand new to receive extra credit. You got to write new code, make some new slides, draw some new diagrams. You can't go over your labs because you already did that. That's not extra, right? You can't read off the slides that I've already made. I worked hard on those, you didn't, right? So just talk to me if you have any questions, whether what you are planning on doing is enough for extra credit, because I don't want you to submit something and then get a 0, okay? So talk to me if you're at all concerned about whether what you're doing is good enough for extra credit, and I'll be sure to approve or disapprove of it and let you know early. But yeah, those are your requirements. Just use your judgment, make a brand new thing that reviews some stuff that'll be on the test, and record yourself doing it, all right? So if you are new to recording yourself, what I like to use in class, this is a program called OBS. A lot of streamers like to use it. It's a pretty popular program. It's nice. So you can try that out. You can also, you probably have Zoom installed on your computer. You can use that to click record. You just like open up a brand new Zoom meeting, and then there should be a record to my computer button somewhere, and I can help you find that, all right? But yeah, you can also check out like a laptop from the library if you're having any trouble. If you don't have what you need to do this extra credit assignment and you want to do it, go to the library and check out some software, some hardware, and I'd also be happy to walk you through the whole process. So I want to make sure anybody who wants to do this extra credit assignment can do it, okay? So yeah, I think that is all that I wanted to say. I have to be firm about the due date and like what you're supposed to do, but I think that's just natural, right? I think everything else makes enough sense. And yeah, just keep track of like when things are due and what you need to do. And I think that's all that I wanted to say about your first midterm. So you'll come here on the day of the test during the time range, and there'll be like a start button here. But yeah, until then, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll hopefully be here to answer them. All right, so I will see you in the next video.